Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and it's tier list time. All the mini set cards have been revealed. We reviewed them all, but we had some time to digest, and we're gonna rank every single mini set card from S through F, S being god tier, auto-include, meta-defining card, and F being, you know, like a Grunty. You know, Grunty, he's terrible. Really bad card, right? So we're gonna do that. I have a template down below if you wanna fill it out and share your own with whoever you want, including, you know, ourselves and all that. And we still have our giveaway going on for 3 mini sets out of my pocket. To enter that giveaway, like and comment in that video, link down description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel. Every 1,000 subs we get until the mini set is unlocked on May 13th. I'll add another one. No limit on that. So hit that sub button. Make me go broke. We're like just under, I think, 150 subs from the next 1,000, which also helps to that road to 100,000 and the brand Bronzebeard cosplay. So hit that sub button. Make me go brand. So let's go through it. We'll try and be as brief as possible because there's like 38 cards. Can't be too long here. So yeah, starting off, we have Amir Dressel, the Druid legendary location, 4 mana, 3 durability. You summon a 1-cost minion, you gain an armor, you draw a card, you refresh 1 mana. So effectively, this is like a 3 mana location as long as you got something to do with that 1 extra mana. And you get a 1-drop on the board. You get a tiny bit. The armor is definitely one of the least relevant things on the card, but getting the 1-drop's fine. And drawing, right? Drawing for 4 mana or 3 mana, if you're looking at it, you're almost getting 3 mana out of value right away, almost. And then after that, it's really good. You're getting a 2-cost minion. You're getting 2 cards. You're refreshing 2 mana, and obviously 3 total. You get 6 mana worth of stuff on each tick. Like that's, or by the end of it, right? You get 6, 1, 2, 3 drops, 6 armor, 6 cards, refresh 6 mana. I think this is an insanely good card that will go into every Druid deck, or mostly every Druid deck going forward, possibly in Standard and Wild. I am very sold on this. Some people think it's too slow. I think it's going to be one of those, you play it on curve, you're going to do some really good things in Hearthstone. I think it's really solid. We have the Ash Leaf Pixie, a Paladin minion, 2 mana, 3/2, Battlecry. If you're holding a spell that costs 5 or more, gain Divine Shield and Lifesteal. Really not sold on this card. Like, I think if it was just a 2 mana Divine Shield Lifesteal minion, it would be like, maybe I run it, probably not. But yeah, as a result, I'm gonna give it a C. I don't think it's like terrible, but I don't know. It's pretty close to it because you can't play it without the activation. So I need a good amount of cards or spells that cost 5 or more, and you don't want to run very many right now. And a lot of them go to 0. So like, I don't know. I'm not sold, but I won't give it an F. We have the Avatar of Destruction, 9 mana, 9/9 elemental for Shaman with Death Rattle, deal 9 damage to all enemy minions. It's got taunt, so this can board wipe almost anything unless there's a Divine Shield or like Reborn, or they got more health than that. Could be pretty good, but it's 9 mana. Not a great way to cheat it out in Standard, which you pretty much need to do for anything that doesn't have immediate impact like this card. I guess Taunt's kind of immediate impact, but it could be sapped. I mean, as long as Shallow Dristle is still a very popular card, I can't see this seeing any play. It will also get a C, but not quite. I don't think it's irredeemable. We're going to leave the Fs for like the Grunties of the world, which again, I gave a 4, but I thought it could get cookie, but it would still be terrible. Regardless, Bursting Shot, 2 mana fire spell for Hunter. You deal 2 damage to 3 random enemies. It scales with spell damage if you can get that going on, but I think it could be a decent mid-game card just to help. Like right now, Imbue Hunter struggles to survive, and a lot of the decks that Hunter plays that aren't very aggressive right now struggle to survive, and you can even use this for aggression. It can go phase. I think this could see some play as like just an early game type AoE, but 2 damage typically doesn't kill a lot anymore. It's probably more of a C, but I'll give it a very low B. I think it has a chance to pop up in some Hunter lists. We have the Charred Chameleon, a 1 mana 1/2 Druid Beast. Battlecry, if you use your hero power this turn, give a friendly minion +1/+2 and rush. This is super good in Imbue Druid, getting those plants to do something, plus they get a buff. I drafted 2 of these in a Humul arena deck, went 12-0, and this card felt so good. To end off that turn, give me something to do. I'm gonna give it an A. It's so cheap and flexible, plus you get the stat buff. Like, I think Imbue Druid in particular will love that card. I think it is really solid. We have the Cinder Sword, a 1 mana 1/2 weapon for Rogue. Battlecry, if you're holding a mini with a Dark Gift, gain +3 attack. They're already running like 2 of the Nightmare like style cards that give Dark Gifts right now. And then you have a 1 mana 4/2 weapon, which you could possibly upgrade or just deal 8 damage for 1 mana. I'm giving this an A. I think this is a super strong card. Kind of scares me that it might bring Weapon Rogue back, but you could just play it in those Tempo Rogue decks right now with those Dark Gift cards, and you have 1 mana deal 8. And one of those things that deck is kind of lacking a little bit is some lethality, and you have Raiding Party you could play this with, and then if this is active, you could play Dread Corsairs for 0. It's close to an S for me, honestly, but I'm going to give it an A. This is absolutely a card to look out for. We have Conflagrate, 1 mana Warlock spell, deal 5 damage to a minion. Its owner draws a card. You could hit this on your own minion to draw a card. We're going to see that with Eat the Imps, which is a very popular strategy right now. You only get 1 card out of it, but that could be all right. And of course, you can use it on your opponent's stuff if you really want. You know, they might get advantage, or you might mill them, but it's a flexible, cheap card that lets you draw if you have stuff that you want to sack off. I don't know if it'll be like, you know, super strong, but I think I could see play, so I will give it a B. We have Cremate, the Death Knight Dark Gift card, 3 mana fire spell, discover a minion with a Dark Gift. It costs 2 less. I just feel like if it said like a Death Knight minion, this would be really good, but you got the whole neutral pool in here, which can make it whatever, and you get, you know, you can play this on 3 and then cheat out like a 5-drop or a 6-drop on turn 4. That could be good, and it's got a Dark Gift, but I don't think it's consistent enough to really get things going. But there is a card out there that might make you want to run this. I'll give it a low B. I think I was lower on this when I reviewed it. I think it could see play because that dragon's insane, so we'll see. I'll give it a B. That, yeah, maybe it's a fringe card that sees some meta play. We have the Dragon Turtle, a 4 mana 3/6 warrior minion, Beast Dragon. Battlecry, if you're holding a minion with a Dark Gift, give your hero +3 attack this turn and 6 armor. So Warrior's not really doing Dark Gift stuff, and this is only like the real payoff for it. They have like that 1-drop if you're holding a dragon, and that's really about it. There might be another card in the mini set. I'm not actually, there's a good card in the mini set we'll go over that I could see seeing play, but I'm gonna give it a C. I think it's too, like, you have to have this active, and I don't think Warrior wants to go that much on Dark Gifts. Like, you got to play a good amount for this to be active, right, reliably. And I feel like there's a card they might want to play, but I feel like it's the only one. So I'm gonna give it a C. But if I'm wrong, yeah, it'd be really cool to see play, because it does do a lot for 4 mana. We have the Ember Root Destroyer, 3 mana 3/3 Warlock minion. Whenever your hero takes damage on your turn, deal 3 damage to a random enemy minion. So we got some pain Warlock synergy in a meta with 0 pain payoffs and good cards. Like maybe in Wild you'd play it in Demon Sea, but even there, probably not. I'm gonna give it an F. I don't see any home for this card right now, and even like to make it feel worth it, I would need at least 2 or 3 procs, and who knows if it's going to clear anything. We don't have a Dark Glare style of card, right? So yeah, I'm going to give it an F. I don't see it seeing any play. We have the Ember Scarred Whelp, a 3 mana 3/2 dragon for Shaman. Battlecry, discover a 5-cost card, so that can be a spell, a minion, a weapon, whatever, right? Any card. Okay, 1 mana crystal next turn only. So this could bring back Murmur. I'm terrified of this card because I don't want Murmur coming back, but I have a feel like this card can get you there 1 turn sooner, or just help you curve out, right? Play this on 3. You can play that 5-cost card you discovered. That's not too bad. Obviously, you'll go back a mana the next turn, but yeah, you can do some stuff, especially play Whelp into Whelp, or who knows, right? I think it's a really solid card that we'll see play in possibly Standard and Wild. I don't know if I should give it an S. I'm gonna give it a high A. Really strong card for Shaman, one of the only of the set, but yeah, look out for Murmur. It might be coming back, and you might hear some Zeddy rants because I don't like that thing at all. We have the Ever Burning Phoenix, 4 mana 2/2 elemental for Rogue, costs 1 less for each card you play this turn. Death Rattle, return this to your hand. This will be updated to be an elemental and a beast in the future. So yeah, you play 4 cards, this is 0, it dies, you get it back, you play 4 cards, it can be 0. In Wild, you have the whole Umbra thing that might be a crazy OTK, whether it's Knife Juggler or maybe Draka, might have another one of those things, but in Standard, it's a possible repeating 2/2 that, I don't know, a lot of the Rogue decks aren't playing that many cards per turn, and it doesn't have enough presence that I rated this, I think, a 3. I'm going to bump it down to a C in Standard, but if you're looking at Wild, it could be like A or S tier. You never know. Like, that could be a scary thing if it is, you know, consistent and fast enough for that deck to work. We have the Fellfire Blaze, a 2 mana 2/3 elemental for Demon Hunter. After you cast a Fel spell, destroy this and deal 2 damage to all enemies. Fel spell school in standard kind of sucks right now. There's not a lot, especially on the cheap end, and this card really needs that. It can go face with that AoE, which is kind of nice, but it can't scale. I think this is a card that could emerge as a playable card later, but if we're rating it right now, I see it as a very high C, like a possible nice AoE when more Fel support arrives. I just don't see it yet, and it's not powerful enough on its own that I would consider playing it, but certainly a card to look out for when they add more Fel School stuff. We have the Flames of the Fire Lord, 2-mana fire spell, deal 4 damage to a random enemy minion. If you're holding a card that costs 8 or more, so like the whole Ragnaros thing, you deal 8 instead. So you have to be playing very expensive cards, hit 1 random minion for 8. This card's terrible. Like, it's just bad. There's no world this is gonna be good, right? Maybe you can isolate that minion down, but I feel like you should at least be able to target it if you have that condition. But yeah, I'm gonna give that an F. We have the Frostburn Matriarch, a 5-mana 4/4 Death Knight Dragon. Battlecry, if you're holding a minion with a Dark Gift, summon 2 4/4 dragons with taunt. I believe they're just dragons, not no undeads here, but no rune requirement on this, and there are some good Dark Gift cards for Death Knight, and we did talk about that one earlier. Maybe I want to run it just for this. I could discover this too, although it can't activate itself. I faced this a couple times in arena already, and it just kind of won the game when they played it on curve. Obviously ladder, whole different thing, but 5 mana 12/12 in stats, 2/3 of it have taunt. Sign me up. I'm giving it an A. I think it's a pretty strong card. I don't know if I rated that high initially, but that's where I'm at now. It does look pretty darn good. We have Firak the Blazing, a 9-mana legendary dragon. It's a 7/7. This is immune to fire spells, but not Eat the Imp, because immune means damage, not self-destruct stuff. Battlecry costs 20 mana worth of fire spells at random enemies. It's been confirmed if you shutter block with this, that fire stuff will go and damage for whatever reason. I think this is an auto include, not an auto include, but will be in a ton of decks. It can be really abusable by like Murmur, which again, another reason why I think Murmur will be coming back, but Rogue with like Sandbox Scoundrel getting this out, you could step it, all that stuff, or just a slower deck that wants some recoverability, or Imbue Druid that struggles to recover the board. It's like a Yogg, really. It's a Yogg, but with a fire ability. I'm giving this an S. I think this will be in a lot of decks. It might get cut from some of them, but I do think it'll stick around and be an absolute major player. We have the Inferno, plus it's the diamond. It's the diamond. Like, the diamond always gets nerfed unless their name is Grunty. We have the Inferno Herald, a 4-mana 3/6 elemental for Mage. After you cast a fire spell, get a random elemental, reduce its cost by 3. Not that many cheap fire spells to go with this, and you're just getting random elementals. You could play this in like the whole like fire package of Elemental Mage that's not seeing play right now, like the 3/1 that draws 3 cards and it can be fire spells. You have Blasteroid, right? I guess that's kind of the idea. That hasn't taken off, and I don't see this making it work, so I will give it a low C. It has merit, but I don't think it'll be competitive. Keeper of the Flame, a 5-mana 5/5 warrior card. Battlecry, give all minions to your hand +3/+3. They are discarded in 3 turns. This card I see is possibly one of the strongest of the set. It just depends on how many good cheap minions you got to work with in Warrior. But just think about this. You could play it with Wisp and then just drop 2 0-mana 4/4s, or just a cheap taunt or rush, right? Like, as long as you got cheap stuff, you don't care about them being discarded. It is a lot of stats, so something to look out for. I'm going to give this an A. It just looks like one of the strongest hand buff cards I've ever seen. It's just in a class that hasn't really excelled with it right now. There are other hand buff cards, obviously, and this could be the best one they've ever had. I really do. So I'm going to give it that A. We have the Light of the New Moon, a 3-mana priest arcane spell. Give a minion +3/+3. Cast 3 spells to return this to your hand when played. So you got to play 3 spells, then you buff a minion, and then you can get this spell back, and then play 3 more spells. And basically, you're in the only way to get this done in standard is to play Imbue Priest, which is terrible. And this is obviously not the best hit off your Imbue hero power. It's not amazing. It could be okay for free, I guess, but you're not likely getting it back. I don't see it seeing play right now. Imbue Priest is so bad, and there's no other archetype you could really make it work with. I don't think it's irredeemable, but I do think it's more on that C level. We have the Living Flame, a 2-mana neutral elemental. Death Rattle, draw a fire spell. It's just good, right? You can tutor out whatever spells you want or fire spells you want in whatever class. I could see it seeing play in Mage particular. There's a lot of good fire spells to hit. They got a really good one we'll talk about later. It's a neutral tutor. They always see play. It's not sexy, it's not crazy, but it'll see play somewhere. You just know it will, right? And it's got the elemental tag, which in particular can help out Mage. We have the Magma Hound, 8 mana, 5/8 elemental beast. Rush after this attacks a minion and survives. So that's to survive. You deal this minion's attack damage split among all enemies. So that can hit like everything. It can go face. You can obviously imbue the crap out of this. But with King Plush existing, why do I want to play this? I don't see any incentive in playing this over King Plush, and you can't really run that many beasts. You already have Malorn, which I think I would prefer over this. This requires a minion. It could be soaked up. Like when King Plush rotates next year and Imbue Hunter maybe still good, sure, I could give it a B, probably. But as it stands, it's just a worse option, I think, if you don't have that legendary play Magma Hound, I guess. That's how I see it, at least. So I'm going to give it a C. I just don't see it making the cut. We have Overheat, a Druid spell, fire spell, 3 mana, give your minions +1/+1. Which is terrible. Discard a random nature spell to give them +1/+1 more. So 3 mana, +2/+2 is okay, but it's conditional. It's a fire spell in a meta with nature druid, imbued druid, right? I think it's terrible. I'm gonna give it an F. I don't see this seeing play. I see it being generated and you're sad when, you know, your legendary plays this or something like that, right? I don't see it as a good card. We have the Petal Picker, a 3 mana 2/3 Draenei, the first Draenei since Great Dark Beyond. Battlecry if you've imbued twice, or if you imbued your hero power twice, draw 2 cards. Great card in any imbue deck. You just want to draw more. Like, it's 3 mana, draw 2. That's great. That's fine. Nothing more than that, really, right? But those decks would love that particular Druid, Priest, if it ever becomes a thing. Even the Paladin decks, they run a couple of imbues. They can run it. I'll give it an A. It's just like, kind of, why am I not playing this in my imbued deck? We have these Scorching Winds, 3 mana fire spell for Mage. Deal 3 damage, discard a random fire spell to deal 3 more. This does scale both parts of it with spell damage. If you got enough cheap fire spells, it's a really good card. Is that going to work out? Not sure, but I really hate to disregard burn that especially can be cheap good burn. Someone will probably figure something out to make this work as a decent card. I'll give it a B. I don't know. It's burn. Burn is a lot more rare in Hearthstone than it used to be. That's one thing they've definitely scaled back on. We have this Scorch Reaver, a 4 mana 4/4 Demon Hunter minion. Battlecry, discover a fell spell, reduce the cost of fell spells in your hand by 1. The same issue as the other fell card. There's not a ton of good fell spells, but this card, again, this could be archetype defining, like just archetype enabling, such a strong card. I just feel like the second there anything decent to do with fell spells, you're playing this, and you might anyways. And definitely a wild lookout for this one too. I'm still giving it an A. I gave it a 4. I'm sticking with it being good, but it might not be now. And maybe that's why I should bump this up. Fine, I'll bump it up to a B to be less hypocritical, but this card just looks so crazy once the right fell spell stuff is there. Or maybe it is there already and it'll be good. We have the Searing Reflection, a 7 mana fire spell. Draw a minion, summon an 8/8 copy of it with Divine Shield. So you should get the minion summoned and you get an extra version in your hand, right? I had someone get a Neptulon off of this in Arena. Almost ruined my 12-0. It will be funny when Spell Mage gets this cast off Yogg because they don't run minions. So that'll be an extra brick for Spell Mage. And I feel like it's too slow for Paladin. Sure, you can Ursul this and draw some stuff and get a bunch of value, but until the shallow thing changes, probably not worth it. And I don't know what else is playing this, so I will give it a C. Unless there's like a specific minion you want to scam at some point too, maybe, but we're not there. Warlock gets Shadowflame Stalker, a 4 mana 4/3 Elemental Beast. Battlecry, discover a demon with a dark gift, get a copy of it. Could be nice with that elemental that discounts demons that you created. You can also play the legendary that resummons demons you've played that didn't start in your deck, but you won't get the dark gifts, and none of that stuff has seen play yet. And I don't think a 4 mana value card that's understated is going to help that. Or Wallow, obviously, giving Wallow more dark gifts. I don't think that's the big issue with that deck. It's getting a C from me. I just don't see it seeing play as of right now. We have Shadowflame Suffusion, 3 mana fire spell for Warrior. It deals 3 damage, which can go face, and you discover a warrior mini with a dark gift. So you get a nice refined pool of minions, you get some reach, it could be removal, just an all-around decent card, and maybe it makes it worth playing that turtle, right? We were talking about, I'm gonna give it a B. I think it goes right with that Deathlight card. I think it's better than the Deathlight card, but it's certainly something I could absolutely see a warrior deck playing in the current meta. We have the Sigil of Cinder, 2-mana Fel spell, really good one. This is one you wouldn't mind to run in Demon Hunter. At the start of your next turn, deal 6 damage, randomly split among all enemies. So this can help you clear an early board. It can just be reach. It's just something to do on 2, which there isn't that much right now for Demon Hunter, and could help out more with like the Death Rattle just stalling to that strategy, or it could discount it with that 4 drop. I'll give this a high B. I think it's a very strong card, like a 2-mana Fireball that could go face, or well, Fireball obviously could go face, but yeah, 2-mana Fireball doesn't seem too darn bad. We have the Smoke Bomb for Rogue, discover a combo, Battle Cry, or Stealth Mini with a dark gift. So it's 0 with prep, and it can enable that weapon we looked at earlier. Just for that alone, I feel like it might see play. So I'm gonna give it a B, and it's not the worst thing in the world. You get, you know, a guaranteed, probably a decent mini with a decent upside, and yeah, you're not too unhappy, especially you're activating that weapon, which I do think will see play. Priest gets a Smoldering Ascent. This is a terrible card to imbue into because it's a 2-mana fire spell that reads, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions, upgrades after each turn, or upgrades each turn, but discards after 3. So AoE's already always the most conditional, kind of unreliable card in your hand. And this is one that's going to disappear probably before it lines up very well. And if you imbue it, you only get it at 1 damage and it disappears. You basically lose a spot. Priest has almost no good early AoE, but I don't think this is, I gave it a 3. I gave this card a 3 originally because I'm like, well, they have no good early AoE and they'll have to run this because they don't, but it's not good early AoE. I'm downgrading my vote to a C. This card makes me sad. Like, it just makes me sad. It just, like, the chance it's gonna line up just perfectly for you is not that likely, right? It's just not that likely. The board needs to be right for it to feel good, and it needs to kind of do 3 to feel good. 2 is not going to make the cut most of the time, and you only got 1 turn for that. So yeah, we'll give it a C. This card though, Smoldering Grove, the 2-mana fire spell for Mage. You draw 1 card, it upgrades each turn but discards after 3. This card's crazy good. 2-mana draw 2 is great. We know that's great. And 2-mana draw 3 is phenomenal. And you can just play it for 1 card even if you really want. I think this is a great card that's going into almost every Mage deck going forward. I think it is super strong. I am giving it an S, and I've already drafted it in Arena, and it felt super crazy there too. And next we have the Smoldering Strength, a Paladin fire spell. Give a friendly minion +1/+1. Upgrades each turn but discards after 3. Solid buff. Again, there's targeting your minions with spells with Sea Shanty that's working, and 1 mana +3/+3 seems pretty good, and it's a lot more flexible than, you know, an AoE, right? The AoE needs to be the less situational of these, and it does feel like the worst. I'll give it a B. This could pop up in some pally lists. I don't think it's too rough. We have the Spirit of the Kaldorai, 2-mana 1/3 undead for Priest, Taunt, Lifesteal, Battle Cry. If you use your hero power this turn, gain +2/+2. This actually isn't that bad to imbue into. It's usually gonna be 0 mana and you get a Lifesteal Taunt, but do you hard run it? That's a stretch. And then you're playing Imbue Priest, which is also a stretch. Yeah, the Priest card's not so good. They're all a C for me. That's kind of a bummer, but that's where I'm gonna rate them. I don't think they're gonna see a ton of play. We have the Tending Dragonkin, a 3-mana 3/2 hunter minion. It's a dragon. Battlecry, copy the lowest King Plush in your hand. So yeah, you're gonna want to copy King Plush, not a beast, right? I mean, Malorn's there too. Malorn could be a good hit, but this is strictly like an Imbue Hunter deck. It doesn't really help Imbue with like their problems right now, but it's certainly better than Youthful Brewmaster, as the minions will actually keep the discount, keep the attack buff rather than starting all over. I'll give it a B, mainly because I just don't know how good Imbue Hunter is going to be, because it's not that great at the moment. We have Tindral Sage Swift, 4-mana 4/3 Death Rattle minion. You're going to confuse with Taylor Swift. It is deal 1 damage to all enemies. If it's your opponent's turn, deal 4 instead. This to me is mostly just gonna be, is it gonna be good in Demon Hunter? Is this gonna be good in Death Rattle Demon Hunter? If it is, pretty crazy, because you keep bringing them back, and if they ignore them, they're taking 4 damage, or if not, they're gonna, you know, you could do a bunch of AoE to you, but I feel like Ball Hog's just better, and I don't really know what else it'll go into, but it's neutral AoE. It's got a shot. I'll give it a B. I could see Death Rattle decks using it, or just, I don't know. Can you play a 4-mana 4/3, do nothing, and if they ignore it, it just, you know, it's only doing one on your turn? I don't know, but I'm going to go towards it's got a shot. And we have Volcaros, the 8-mana 5/5 Elemental Beast, 2 Unholy Runes, 4 Deathlight is Rush, Taunt, Battlecry. Choose to spend 10, 20, or 30 corpses to gain that many stats. A 35 minion that you probably only want to discover with a Dark Gift and have charge and kill your opponent. You can't afford to play an 8-mana giant thing when there's so many punishes out there. Like you got the Armor Gain Mage card, you've got Grifta, you've got Shallow, which can sap this. Like there's so many things that could go horribly wrong. And also you got to build up a lot of corpses just to make it worth it. It's getting a low C. I love big, stupid, dumb cards, but I feel like it's going to be more of discover this and get a cool highlight. And then lastly, speaking of weird, Zocali, the Flamemancer, 6-mana 4/4 Battlecry. If every card in your hand is a different cost, reduce their cost by 2. Maybe Rogue with like Scoundrel, but they don't pay for mana for cards anyways. There'll be a deck somewhere, some way in Standard or Wild that will make this work one day. So I'll give it a B. But yeah, overall power level, I don't see it nearly as crazy as like a StarCraft, right? Like this is not nearly as nuts to me as StarCraft. There's some strong cards. Overwhelming, like half of them might see play, which is pretty normal, but I don't see anything too meta defining other than, yeah, the top 3 cards there, but who knows? I can always be wrong. We're wrong all the time over here. So let me know your takes in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.